Learn to trade Forex. Okay, in this video, we're going to be dealing with 4 aspects of trading. The first is we're going to be looking at patterns. What do they actually mean? Are they going to be relevant to you? We're going to be looking at something called form and content. Very important when you start out trading. Very important actually continually when you're trading. Number 3, we're going to be looking at chat rooms and forums and just what you can find out from those and what you should seriously avoid. And number 4 is going to be the golden rule. You stick to this golden rule and you are going to do very well indeed. Okay, let's begin. First off, my name is Martin Cole. I've been a trader for the best part of 20 years. I do know a thing about what it takes to succeed in this business. So let's kick off with talking about patterns, okay? Now, when you start off, likely you will first off be faced with an avalanche of information. It's just like an information overload. And where you get this from will generally be the internet and books and that type of thing. You may take a few courses or whatever, but what they'll be teaching you, 9 times out of 10, probably even more averages than that, is going to be a pattern. You're going to be showed a pattern on a chart. Now, this is a very important concept to understand. When you're looking at chart patterns, if you imagine that the facts of the matter, so if you understand the facts of the matter, which are that data is not separated out into blocks. That is, all market prices are a constant stream of data. Okay, so this should start to ring a little alarm bell now. So if you actually take a 15-minute chart or a 20-minute chart or an hour-minute chart, an hour chart, 60-minute chart, what you're doing is you are manually imposing a time segment on a constant stream of data, okay? Now, that in itself is an issue, and it's something, obviously, we have to do that to a degree, but it's something you should keep in mind, in the back of your mind, that this is a constant stream of data. So the fact that you arbitrarily decide that you want to close a bar at 15 minutes and open a new bar after 15 minutes or 20 minutes, it's something that is outside of the market. It's not real. It's something that we have manufactured. We've laid over the constant stream of data. This is vital to understand sort of going forward from here. Okay, so if you're showed a pattern that is based, let us say, on a 15-minute chart, on which is a constant stream of data, and you then change that time frame, you will in effect change that pattern. So people will say, oh, well, you only need to look at one time frame. Well, that may be the case, but the fundamental problem here is, just keeping in mind that constant stream of data, and I know I've gone a little bit about this, but it's very important. I'll get to this in a minute. Constant stream of data, it's you arbitrarily placing the time on. So if you're placing meaning on a 15-minute chart or a 20-minute chart, because it makes a particular pattern, it is your time frame that has created that pattern, okay? Now, as I say, you can trade some of these, and some of these will play out for you and produce good returns. But generally speaking, what will happen is there'll be a law of 3. You'll win on one of these and you will break even on one and lose on the other. But the break-even factor is obviously a loss as well because of the dealing factors that go involved in this business. So this is why it's very easy sometimes to make money on a trending day, for example, where you've picked up on this pattern. And then generally, you make money on this day 1, let's say, on the Monday, whatever day that is. And then generally over the next 2 days, you give that money back, generally speaking, with a little bit of interest as well. And this is why you end up keep churning your trading account. And when you talk to long-term traders who are not achieving success, what you'll quickly discover is that they go through this churning process of their account. So their account goes up and down and up and down. It cycles around and it stays around the same amount. Another group of traders will be constantly funding their trading accounts, so constantly topping up as they come down to their margin, so they constantly top up. And this is a bit like playing a one-armed bandit. You're getting a little bit of money back out of it, but you run out, so you keep feeding the machine, as it were. And these are the most profitable traders for brokers to have. Okay, so that we've dealt with patterns, thinking about patterns there. Now, moving forward, we're sort of still staying with patterns, but we want to talk about form and content. So form will be the pattern, the shape on the chart that you see before you, okay? And the content, which is a constant stream of data, is what is going on behind that chart. This is such a vital, important component for you to understand as a trader. By learning how to trade the content of the market, that is what is going on behind the form, or the facade, as I call it, the chart, you will gain a real insight into why these particular patterns are appearing. Now, what I want to do on this video is to lead you away from the pattern and to think more about the content of what is going on. So in other words, when we talk about this, there's 3 things that I talk about in my book, How to the Market Makers Extract Millions of Dollars a Day and How to Grab Your Share. Now, this is not a plug for this book. I get about $1 commission off of this book, like a royalties. And it's only $10 anyway. This is not about that. But in this book, I explain to you the concept about form and content. Content is what's going on behind, and form is the facade in the front. Think of this, I like to draw an analogy. Think of this like a shop window. You are looking into a shop window and seeing all the nicely displayed goods there. And so you go in, you buy this dress, coat, hat, whatever it is, shoes, and away you walk. So you're interacting with the facade of the business. What's going on behind, is the ordering of the stock, the accumulation of the stock, the distribution of that stock, the marking up of the prices, the marking down of the prices for sales. All that's going on around is the content. And this is exactly the same in the markets, the financial markets, all financial markets, even though we're talking here about learning to trade Forex. Okay, now so by focusing on the content, and this is very important, this keeps your mind off of the facade, off of the pretty patterns that are appearing, and gives you a deeper understanding of what is going on within the marketplace. Okay, number 3 we're going to deal with. Don't forget number 4, but I'm going to get to the minute, which is the golden rule. When you start out, you will be drawn to things like forums and chat rooms and all sorts of websites and everything else. And what you actually discover here, or will discover after a period of time, is this is the blind leading the blind. And the reason for this is because you will never find professional quality traders in chat rooms. You're not going to find them there. So what you end up with is a lot of pundits trying to sell you a pattern, convince you to trade their pattern, all that sort of thing. Now, why would somebody be on a forum trying to convince you to trade their pattern and freely show you their pattern? Well, it has to do with it's a very deep psychological thing, but it's quite simple in the explanation. When you have something that you, let's just say you 50 or 60% believe in, you really need more confidence to build up on that. You want to share it and say, can other people see it? Can other people see what I see? So you go out and share this, and what you're actually looking for is personal confirmation. So you're sharing something in the hope that somebody comes back and says, wow, yes, you really do have something here, which boosts your confidence that you really have found something. And this will go through endless cycle after cycle after cycle. If you go through the posts, this is exactly what you'll see, is people telling you about what they're doing, telling you about how they learned, which is trying to boost their own self-confidence and their own value as a trader, which will allow them to trade what they're actually displaying, as it were, or purporting to display out onto the forums. So it's all about an interaction to boost one's confidence. Well, really, the professional traders, you're not going to find them in there. This is not what they get involved in at all. They have these specific things that they do, these specific strategies that they work on, and that's what they're going to be doing. They're either going to be making money or they're going to be off enjoying money. You're not going to find them in chat rooms. Okay, number 4, I said the golden rule. This golden rule will keep you on the path as long as you keep it in your mind. And this is the hardest thing to do. A lot of people, when they come to trading, they approach it as their business. So I'm a trader, this is my business, this is what I do. This is a recipe for disaster. The markets are not your business, they are somebody else's business. They are run by the market makers. It is their money-making machine. As long as you believe that you can freely step into their business and they are going to willingly share their profits with you, you are forever going to be drawn into the form of a chart as you are baited to enter into the market to become part of their business. Now, market makers need you. They need you to give liquidity to business. They certainly do not want to give you their profits. And this is why most people, around 95% of people, traders, will actually fail at trading. So this golden rule is to keep in mind that it is not my business, not your business. It's not anybody's business outside of the market makers. And the way in which you will succeed in this business is by becoming a parasite on the back of their business. It may not sound very glamorous. It's not. But that's the way to succeed in this business. You become a parasite on the activities of the market maker. And I'll get to those activities later on in other videos in this series. I'm going to create a playlist for these. So Learn to Trade Forex is going to be the theme of these, and this is how you'll learn going forward. So keep those things in mind. Patterns. Keep the quick run through the 4. Patterns, okay? Don't be thinking about patterns. Don't get sold into buying a particular pattern. Form and content, number 2. form is the shape, the pretty pattern on the chart that you see, or the fancy names for these candles or the bars. And the content is what's going on behind the actual business. Chat rooms and forums, you're not going to find experienced quality traders in here. You are going to find people who are trying to bolster their own confidence or either sell you a system. And number 4, golden rule is, it is not your business, it's the market maker's business. And in order to succeed at that, you are going to have to parasitically involve yourself or attach yourself to their business model. Their business model is accumulation, manipulation, and distribution, which is a profit release. Okay? So they're going through a process always of accumulating, manipulation to wrong foot you, and then they go into a profit release, which is the trending market that you see thereafter. We need to act in that trend, but this old saying where the trend is your friend is yet another truism that sort of keeps you trying to find the birth of all these sort of trends, when all trends will never start until an accumulation process has taken place. And that's where we're going next in these next upcoming videos. I'll catch up with you very soon. Take care. Have a great day.